welcome to 10 Minutes with Anthony. My name is Jen Cherney, and we have Anthony here.
Anthony Eliopoulos. We're here at Higgs Beach at the end of this pier. I'm not sure, it's kind of a weird place. It's got signs here, no jumping, no diving, no fishing. I don't know what you can do at this pier. The water conditions are a little rough now, but usually those steps look a little dangerous, and there's a kind of a fat kid walking down the steps there. I'm afraid he's going to fall. He's got red hair and stuff. He looks like he might be from Wisconsin or something.
Yeah, I see that. I see the same thing. Him and his dad. Okay, so let's get a little bit of the input on what I see popping up on my Facebook. Okay, so there's articles like no weights lifted, no cardio, 1 meal per day, being strong and lean is simple. There is now a large there is now a large group of people on Facebook X3 users group that feels by comparison weightlifting as a waste of time. Okay, so that's one article. The other thing, fuck going to the gym. I used to spend weeks at a time and pay ridiculous amounts of money for a trainer only to see minimal gains. I worked my ass off and ate healthy, slept well, exercised, but nothing compared to DXN Code Strike. Seriously, so happy I got I've spent trying to lose weight, but in less than 4 weeks I lost 17 pounds. Just thought I would share my thoughts. So, and there's many more.
I wish I would have known this before I started my bodybuilding career, that it was this easy to do these things. And what are you going to tell me next, that I can buy $1 million real estate with no money down? You know how you see those guys on TV? I'm going to teach you how to buy real estate with no money down. Bad credit, no credit, just out of jail. You too can buy. I mean, come on, man. No, I think it's ridiculous. I think they should. I guess Facebook will let you put anything on. I mean, do you really think there's some kind of potion that one could drink? That's what it is. It's like a drink, right?
Yes.
So you just drink this drink.
Drink powder, whatever they make.
And you don't have to do any type of physical activity. These muscle fibers, I guess, in your body, they just start firing off like they would if you were under some type of duress, like heavy weight. And then these muscle fibers rebuild themselves like they would if you rested and gave them very good nutrition. Like that guy said, F going to the gym, man. What, I don't know. I mean, I'd be curious to see the people that bought that, if they did buy it or whatever. But
well, on the picture, there's always a guy that looks like Sylvester Stallone from a movie Rambo 3.
I guess, if you want. I mean, but yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how these things. I remember there used to be that stuff, Enzyte. Supposedly gave you a bigger penis, which that's usually the next one. They're always something with it. But and they used to do the commercial. Remember, the guy was like a kind of a nerd walking around. Then all of a sudden, his wife couldn't stop smiling, and the girl in the office, kind of. And that they proved. I mean, they sued this company, and they proved that the stuff didn't work. But yet they were still running the commercial, and I think they even put it on one of those cars, those billboard cars that ride around, the NASCAR. They ride around with all the signs on there, like
where the big money are.
Yeah, and there was the other thing I still see is in the store all the time was that Airborne. Remember the stuff that you take and you supposedly, like if you're on an airplane or something, you're susceptible to catching somebody's cold or whatever, and so they had this Airborne stuff, and they that was another thing, they got sued that it didn't work. But I mean, you can still buy it at any drugstore. It's still there, that Airborne. So I don't know what it is, man. I mean, I don't know what the loopholes are that you can put stuff, no matter how ridiculous, and say that this happens. But it would be utterly ridiculous and to think that you could drink something or whatever that would replace all other physical activity and give you that kind of physique. I mean, it's like you always have to wonder about these things. Like if you had that, like these guys that they have I've made millions of dollars type commercial, right? And I'm going to teach you. I want to teach you how to make money. But people who make millions of dollars keep that crap under their vest. They don't want to teach any. Why would you let anybody know if you had this secret?
That's stupid.
But
He made millions of dollars by charging people money to be taught how to make $1 million.
Yeah, some of those as seen on TV things aren't bad though. But it's these ridiculous things, where I send me $39.95 and you can have a credit score of 350, and by the end of the week you'll be at 760, and the American Express will be sending you their black card with no limit. So it's silly, but I don't know. What does that say for the public? We joke about the guy in the Old West that used to come in with the magic potion, and everything. But we've just kind of gone on from there. Everybody's looking for that easy way. We see it all the time in the physical fitness world. Every personal trainer's got some dumbass exercise they do. I see it all the time. Well, for years I've seen it. Bands or this or that. I'm at a point now in where I use a lot more machines than I ever did, and that there's a reason for that. One, I paid my dues and lifted a lot of heavy weight early on in my career. Two, I have some injuries that keep me from doing certain exercises, and three, I kind of have this. Through the years, I've kind of come up with this, almost, I hate to say it, but this mind-muscle connection, and I can use certain machines and really get the best out of them just by the way I use them, and I just I just feel like I'm getting really good training results now. I think I'm gonna, this contest coming up, I think my arms are bigger than they've been for any contest. I realize that I have a serious injury, this thing here, the elephant in the room, but I've brought everything else up, and I
Well, it's about 2 weeks till you go on. How do you feel?
Yeah, it was 2 weeks from Friday, and I actually feel really good. And I was talking to my significant other, girlfriend, Marilyn, this today, and I was saying, this close to a contest, I've never felt this good. And this a lot had to do, I think I had a real good off season for the first time in a long time. But I really feel like it's weird. I don't dwell. A lot of people want to bring up my injury, okay? And I don't like to talk about that because it is what it is, And so, it's annoying or irritating to me if it's too bad about your injury, or what about your injury? What about? There's nothing I can do about it. I got a hole in my chest, man. That thing ripped. I tore my tricep. I did some other things, but because of that and how I had to alter my training, I really feel like I brought other things up that are better now. I think my shoulders are better. I think my arms are better. My back is definitely better. My legs were always pretty, were my best part, but they've hung in there. I'm not going into this contest thinking, man, I wish I would have done this. I wish I did. Now this is the details now. I'm training every day, and the next off day I'll take, and the only off day I take is going to be the Tuesday before the contest. And the reason is I'm training legs now every fourth day. So I have 2 leg workouts left. I'm training legs tomorrow, and I'm training legs on Friday. That Friday is going to be the last time I train legs before the contest, because you always want to cut out leg training the week before the contest. Really abdominal training too. You want those things to look, I train at abdominals every day and lower back. You don't want those parts to kind of get the pump, as they say. You want those to kind of come down, and sometimes me, if I train legs, my legs will stay pumped for the next day or so, and so that'll be it. And then I'm training every day, but the workouts are quick. They're quicker. They're done in kind of a combination drop set, superset fashion. Training smart, not really going that heavy. Lots of volume, and then a lot of posing. I'm doing a lot of posing every in the morning. I'm doing where I take a broomstick, and I do this for 5 minutes in the morning. Then I hold vacuums, hold the vacuum for as long as I can, try to hold it in, just bring those details in. And then I pose really hard. I go through my posing really hard, and that, that's a cardio workout in itself. Just do a little bit of cardio and this train, and my diet is pretty much the same. Thursday night, kind of simulated a contest a little bit. And I'll tell you, I was 189 Thursday morning. Ate my regular diet right now, which is 185 grams of protein, 100 grams of carbs, and under 30 grams of fat. Sometimes under 20 grams of fat. Very low fat. I had my regular diet, but I cut my water to just a half a gallon.
Already?
Just on that day. I was up at 3 gallons. I cut that water to half a gallon. Went to the gym, trained legs. I was pretty out of it from cutting water and didn't really feel like training legs, but I trained legs. On the way home, stopped, got a double quarter pounder with cheese, extra large fry, didn't drink anything, and a couple chocolate chip cookies. Woke up Friday morning, 184.4 and tight, and that's the last pictures I posted. So that's kind of a simulation, how I'll do the contest the night before. I'll cut the water.
There was a lot of water loss, right?
Yeah, that's a water loss, because, and also
What was it?
189 to 184. And then this morning I'm 187. I'm holding about 187. My guesstimation, if everything goes well, we got one more thing we're going to do this week to try to get that last bit of fat out, but I imagine I'll probably be about 185, and that makes I think I'm 5'10", and so that makes a difference. 5'10", the weight cut is 197.
Okay.
If I'm below 5'10", the weight cut's 190, so I can make either weight. And you're probably asking, well, how the hell do you not know how tall you are? What happens sometimes when you're really depleted and you really lost a lot of fat, you lose fat on the bottom of your feet and you lose some fat on the top of your head. And you literally, if you're borderline 5'10", you could be in the 5'9s and drop to the next. So just in case that happens, but everything's good, man. That Thursday before the contest, I'll see how I look. If I feel like I need it, I'll get a burger. I'm going to cut water. If I feel like I need it, I'll get a burger and fries, go to bed. If not, and then there's a thing I do with grape juice and salt and stuff like that the day of, and some, sweets and everything. But if I don't need it, man, I'll just go with what I got. I'm pretty much, I feel good. I'm holding a fullness. I don't know if you can tell on camera or whatever, but, I feel like I'm going to give a really good effort. Really good showing for myself. Whether it'll be enough, I have no idea. But my thing is what I can control is the condition I come in and presenting my art, my performance. You can't, you can be in the great, do everything else, and then, choke when it comes down, and then it doesn't really help you. So you do have to do that, and that comes with repetition, and then just being able to, block out be in the moment, but block out everything else. You can't, oh my God, look how big that guy is. Look how big that guy is. Oh my God, look at the crowd. Oh my God, you just got to be like in your kitchen, wherever you pose naked in your bathroom or whatever. Just be there and be in the moment, but just do your stuff, man, and don't worry about what everybody else is doing. And, we'll see what happens. I'm excited, this is the next, this is the last real hard week I have. And then Tuesday Tuesday before, which is the only off day I'm taking because leg day would have fallen on that. I'm getting a deep tissue massage to loosen me up. That's a birthday present, compliments of Marilyn, because I'm actually my birthday's actually Tuesday. So
that's a good timing. Competition, birthday, all kind of like.
Yeah, 51. I'll turn 51, and
Let's coming together. And
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're not starving yourself like you used to, and still looking good and be able to have some power there on the stage, like instead of collapsing like some people do.
yeah, I mean, I think last year, was kind of strange for me, and from the moment I left the stage last year, I kind of worked towards this moment, and I had a pretty good what they call off season or whatever, and I think I made some gains. I made some progress.
Yeah, that's Anthony, I know.
Yeah. So silliness, but yeah, so we'll see what happens, hope for the best. This will probably be our last show for a while because you'll be going to the Czech Republic, correct?
Yes, for a couple weeks, we skipped one, so kind of the same thing will happen next time, and then it'll be up to you to to get me in shape.
Yeah. So the next time we convene, we'll know how I did in the contest, and also Jan will be in hot prep for his contest coming up, the Key West Classic. It will be at Rick's 202 Duval Street, put on by Old Town Fitness there. We'll see how it goes. I'll do your diet and your training and everything. So
yeah, it's gonna be a pretty tough 3 weeks because I don't have more than that. 3, close to 4. Well, anyway, do we have anybody to punch in the face this week?
I miraculously didn't get in any altercations, I don't think, with anybody. I had today. There's a girl in my gym that I'll see her like on Sundays or the weekend, and she's always working really hard, I'm not really paying attention to what exercise she's doing or whatever. I mean, I'm not like stalking, staring at her, but I notice she's working hard all the time. So today I kind of stopped her and I said, "Hey," and she took her headphones off, and I said, I just want to tell you, you got my respect, man. I've been meaning to tell you a few times. Every time I see you in here, you're working hard. So, a guy like me appreciates that. You're coming in here, working hard. So that, every once in a while I'll do that with somebody. But so that would be the opposite of that. But one day pulling into the gym, it was like 2 days in a row. I ride with Marilyn because I don't have a car. I ride a motorcycle. But I always like to park away from everybody. When I did have a car, I park away from everybody. And so I try to, Maryland has that girl complex where they try to park as close to the front as possible.
Oh, is that the girl complex? I did not know that.
A lot of women I know always try to do that, for whatever reason. I've seen people wait for parking spots. But anyway, but I like to just park away from people because most people have no respect for their fellow human being, and they'll leave their car. They don't, and all you have to do is look in a grocery store parking lot or whatever to see their lack of respect, because they'll leave their carts everywhere, even though on every aisle there's a station that you unload your, and a lot of times there's a dude walking around, "Hey, you done with that cart? I'll get your cart." But yet they'll leave their cart. A lot of times they'll even take the effort to put it up on an embankment or something so it doesn't roll in. But what happens is that that cart ultimately left unattended, and especially in a place like Key West where it has a good breeze, as you can see all the time, that cart makes a beeline for somebody's car every time. So all you have to do is see the see that these parking lots, and you see how these people have no respect for their fellow human beings. So the guy that I want to punch in the face is this guy or woman that unloads all her groceries, looks right, looks left, and leaves that cart right there. And then here goes that, I come up in my $1,500 Yugo, with my $1,200 stereo and $1,700 paint job, and bam, that thing goes right into my Yugo. And I mean, who are you going to get to fix your Yugo? But you get the idea. So yeah, that guy or woman that does that, I don't know. I guess I can't punch a woman in the face, but
I think in this age you can, because it's feminists and everything. You can punch anybody in the face.
So the person that leaves their cart wherever in the parking lot is the person I would never stop punching in the face.
And that's all the time we had.